Well, if you can take one of those properties out of the 20, and a realtor sells that property and makes a $4,000 commission on it, and you got a 25% marketing fee agreement, you just made what back? You just made your whole investment in that campaign back by figuring out how to monetize your leads, right? So that's why we want to track what we do, because you might realize, well, I get a lot of leads from bandit signs, but I'm not converting very many of these. So my cost per lead might be low, but my actual cost per deal might be somewhat high, right? So what you want to do is your cost per lead, that's just how much it costs to get your phone to ring. Then your cost per deal is when you actually put a property under contract, you need to track what form of marketing worked, and then you figure out, okay, I bought one property, it cost me $1,000 to do that marketing campaign. What's my cost per deal for that marketing campaign? It's $1,000. You spent $1,000 to make 20. How many of you would spend $1,000 to make 20, right? That's why we track everything that we do. So as we go through these campaigns, I'm going to be talking about numbers, and I want you to understand the relevance of those numbers. You guys follow me? All right, let's go through bandit signs. I'm going to go through quickly. Bandit signs does not work in every area. It's going to be totally dependent on where you live. Out here in certain areas of California, it is more difficult. There are people in California that are getting really good response rates. There's people in California that are getting terrible response rates. What I do know about bandit signs is it's fast. What I do know is certain municipalities, depending on where you live, are very lenient with them. And you see them everywhere. And I guarantee you they work in a lot of areas. Now, back in Connecticut for us, they're more effective. So I'm not going to tell you, everything's going to work no matter where you live. What you should do is test it. With all our marketing, what do we want to do? Test and figure out if it works. So you drop, for example, we had a student who dropped a bandit sign campaign about a year ago, right here actually it was in Carlsbad, California. They called JD and I up, and they're like, man, we're not getting a lot of calls. Our signs are getting taken down. They were kind of upset, and I felt kind of bad. And then 2 weeks later, they made $180,000 on a deal that they got from a bandit sign. Do you think they changed their tune? Yeah, they're a little different, right? So realize the response rates are going to vary depending on where you live. What I do know about signs is they're fast. I do know you can test them. I do know they're relatively inexpensive. You can buy them for anywhere from like $1.25 to $2 a sign. What I do know is that you should test it, because we bought a lot of homes and we made a lot of money from these stupid, ugly signs that look somewhat like this. And we have other people that put them out in an area for us. Now, how many of you guys have ever tested signs before? Let me see a show of hands. Okay, how many have never tested signs before? This is a very easy campaign to execute. Write this website down. It's fortunebuilders.com. Sure you guys have been there? Write that website. I'm serious. Fortune Builders. It's a good one. That's a good one. Fortune Builders, you click on the Resources tab. The sign vendor that I recommend you go through is right there. Click on the Resources. Name of the sign vendor is Super Cheap Signs. We have signs already, if you want to get this up and running, how quickly could it happen? Quickly. You could have them out in probably 14 days. It takes about a week for the signs to get to your house. You could do this while you're here. You could order 100 signs. You can pick exactly what that sign says. You can plug your phone number right in. You could have them waiting for you practically when you get home. And then you can hire someone from Craigslist to go out there and place them for you. And what you do is, I'm going to show you how to execute this whole campaign. What you do is you test it. What is a good test? A good test is about 100 signs. Now, some areas, they come down quickly. Some areas, they stay up a long time. What I do know is if you can get them up high, you're going to get a higher response rate. So if the telephone poles aren't metal, if they're metal, you get a zip tie around them. If they're not metal, you can nail them right up. If you go to the fortunebuilders.com site and click on the Resources tab, there's this this guy started this company out of his basement, practically. This little stapler, right? It's a sign stapler. And you can order it. I forget how much it costs. It's like $90, $80, I don't remember. You buy the sign, boom, you can get them up about 10, 12 feet in the air. Nobody can take them down. No, they can jump for days. Nobody can take them down.